What's going on, guys? My name, of course, is Mr. Hurricane, and right here is the off-season for the UTSA Roadrunners in my UTSA Dynasty. Of course, I did my 4-hour live stream last week, but here is a 10-minute version with all the major elements broken down, and of course, the bowl game was not good for us. We lost 58-0 to Florida State. Very big mismatch, and as soon as I got into the off-season, I saw that one of the freshmen I was really excited about, Kyle Allen, is transferring to Houston. I could not convince him to stay. Not a good start because David Morgan has graduated, and now we don't have a receiving tight end on the roster. And so, nobody for UTSA ended up going pro, but I looked around the league and there were guys like Braxton Miller, Sammy Watkins, Jadeveon Clowney, everybody's favorite defensive end right now, my own included. And so, at this point I had 7 guys already committed, but I was worried about the 24 seniors that were going to leave. I was doing a lot of recruiting because I had to fill in 24 spots, and I'd rather I fill those in myself rather than have walk-ons. So, of course, one of the big parts I wanted was Chris Washington. I worked really hard on outside linebacker recruiting, and it was looking to pay off with 4 soft commits, or 3 soft commits, a hard commit, and then Chris Washington was very close. And also, this was the one receiver I really wanted this year, Darren Rose, who I think can be a slot receiver replacement for Kenny Harrison after he graduates this season. And then, because Kyle Allen decided to go off to Houston, one of our conference rivals, we have to work on looking at a tight end. And Oliver Carter did not have great attributes. He did not appear to be a receiving tight end, but hopefully I can make him work because there's not a lot of options left for me. Donnie Williams was a pass rusher I was looking for. He was a gem prospect of +8. And then here is Bobby Williams, who we were calling Bobby Wagner because, of course, his name was Bobby, and he had speed at the middle linebacker position. And I love speed in my linebacker core. Those guys have always done well for me. Dominic Carter, of course, burst onto the scene. And now we transition to week 2 in the recruiting. We got Chris Washington, we got Willie Kelly, we got Darren Rose. We have a solid core group of recruits this year coming into UTSA. I was really excited. And then I had to go look at some more outside linebacker help. I didn't want to go overboard, though, because I didn't want to end up having to have so much depth in some areas and not enough in other areas, because I didn't want to waste all my scholarships on the same position. So I made a decision to go with Cedric Parker over Josh Johnson, and Parker committed, and I took Josh Johnson off of my board. And then people in the stream wanted me to look at recruits in Canada, and I only found 5 guys that weren't already committed, and they breed them big up there, I guess, because I got a 6'7" recruit here at linebacker I'm looking at, and a couple of big nose tackles I was scouting as well. And here we see that Bobby Williams' speed is 86, so he's very much a Bobby Wagner type of player, speed-wise anyway. And here is a receiver from Canada, Chris Woods, has decent speed, okay route running. And then I was really looking at these big boys, though, these nose tackles in the middle, because as I was revealing in the stream, I had plans to switch to a multiple hybrid style defense, focusing on 3-4 and 4-3 fronts, and so I wanted some big nose tackles to develop. Now, I needed tight end help, like I said before. Kyle Allen's gone, so Willis McGee, 82 speed, good ratings, 6'8". This dude's huge. And I knew he would be great for this team, and so I tried my hardest to get him. And also at halfback, looking at Cameron Jones here. I know it's a very low chance of getting him, but he was in the pipeline, and I was able to do some stuff with promises and the scholarship offers, and so I was able to recruit pretty effectively. But if I had tried a long time before, I probably would have had a better chance to get him. Chris Woods, more scouting here, don't find a whole lot about him, but I really wanted Willis McGee. He could be a big part of this offense, I thought. And also Larry Payne, this nose tackle from Ottawa, and he's one of the better defensive tackle prospects I've gotten to recruit. Most guys have like 60s for most of their key ratings, like power moves and stuff like that. But then we transitioned to the end of recruiting, and I got a bunch of guys I never even wanted. I'm assuming that most of those players that I wanted ended up going to other schools, like Breedlove went to Minnesota, and Cameron Jones went to Oklahoma. Then at tight end, Willis McGee decided he's going to be a Badger and not a Roadrunner. So, a recruiting class was finalized. Some guys I didn't want ended up being placed on there, like Bob Young, a quarterback prospect from Alabama, I think. And, oh, don't fret about these ratings right here. These ratings are not updated, so the progression has not been added yet for the players. So Evan Newton is not a 67 overall. This is just a look at the roster right now and how it's going to look with the new freshman on the depth charter on this roster anyway. And I had to change a couple of positions because I had like 5 guys at one outside linebacker position, like 2 at another. So I just made it even there so we could have Brandon Ford start on the right side. That's my plan for a long time now. He and Chris Washington, as Cody Rogers and John Walker both have graduated now. And so I think I counted during the stream, it was like 16 or 17 starters have actually graduated, so it's going to be a challenge. But here is the training results. Evan Newton up to a 72 overall, his speed goes up. Anthony Banks is up as well. That's good because he's likely going to be the feature back this year. Tim Whitaker, Randy Jones, Kenny Harrison, those are the big guys to watch out for this year, including true freshman Darren Rose, who is not getting the red shirt. At tight end, I'm still a little concerned, and I'm not sure how much better our offensive line is going to be. A lot of youth there, and a lot of guys who aren't fully developed, so no high outstanding tackles or anything like that, but hopefully it's better than last year and years prior. Andre Ross, Kellen Thomas, Anthony Allen, those guys lead the way on the defensive line, and Anthony Allen is actually the only 80 overall rated player in this team now. Dominic Carter, he goes up +4, +1 on the speed. He was big last year in the defense, and he's going to start this year. He's one of my favorite players now in this series. And Kyle Nichols will take over as a #1 corner. Mike Butler starts at free safety. And Dallas Johnson, a guy who I redshirted last year, I was really excited about this year, could have an opportunity to get some playing time early. So that is the roster right now, and it's a lot of guys now in the mid to high 70s and only 1 guy in the 80s, so we got to break that threshold soon if we want to be a contender for anything higher than losing in the Armed Forces Bowl 58-0. So now I had to go through and redshirt, and we're going to redshirt Bob Young, as I really didn't want him in the first place, and Kenny Brooks, who didn't appear to be a very special running back. Chris Woods, we got him from Canada, so he's going to be red-shirted, and Darren Rose, of course, will not. Oliver Carter, he is not going to get the red shirt because I'm not sure what I want to do with tight end right now. And by the way, I only had to cut 1 guy off the roster because so many guys graduated. I entered the year with 71 players, and I had to only make it to 70, so I cut 1 player. And I probably should have cut Michael Hayden because who wants a 41 overall middle linebacker? Come on, man. And we got the 6'7" outside linebacker, Andrew Ross. He and A.J. Brown will get the red shirt as well, Alfred Jordan, and then we're going to end it up with Timothy Vandermeulen getting the red shirt as well. We have true freshmen at kicker and punter. They're obviously not going to be red-shirted, but here is, I made some changes to the playbook. Now I added some more 3-4 packages, and I set up my 3-4 defense. It's Washington and Ford on the outside, Kyle Jones and Dominic Carter in the middle. I can't wait to see this linebacker core in action. On the 4-3 side of things, Dominic Carter will still start over Kyle Jones until further notice. On the offense, Evan Newton, Anthony Banks, Tim Whitaker, and Kenny Harrison are your starting skill position players. And now in this part of the stream, I went through and edited a lot of the players and their appearances. I didn't like the way a lot of the players looked, and I wanted to edit some of my rookies, make guys like Chris Washington and Brandon Ford look scarier. So I like what I did with them. Gave Chris Washington, of course, the visor, and gave him some rubber pads and some tape fingers, how to make him look pretty badass. And then Kyle Jones as well. I think he looks a lot like Brian Urlacher, actually, if you look at him. But the roster and everything was finalized now, just doing the finishing touches on these players. I like the way a lot of these guys look now. And look at Anthony Banks. I think he's looking pretty good for a feature back at UTSA. And Kyle Nichols will end it up here as the #1 defensive back for us currently. And so I got into preseason recruiting after this. And UTSA, they only have 5 seniors this upcoming season. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm playing very aggressively, and I want to get the best recruits I possibly can. Here is one of the best running backs available. Vince Washington, a 240-pound bruiser that also has some speed. Mark Jackson, not the basketball player, a 6'4" receiver. And then some offensive line help. These ratings are looking very nice for me right now. I want to do some really good recruiting for Season 4. And then, this guy is the one I'm the most excited about. Vince Taylor, running back. Look at all these green arrows. He is a gem in my book. And I think I'm going to be going extremely hard after Vince Taylor this year. We need a feature back. We need someone to carry the workload the way Evans Okacha did for us. So, look at the schedule upcoming now. We're going to start it off against Wyoming, Northwestern, and Texas Tech. It's a good challenge for the opening 3 games of the year. Dominic Carter is an all-preseason Conference USA player, and we're going to begin Season 4 on the road against the Wyoming Cowboys, which we are not favored to win necessarily, but Kirk Herbstreit is giving us the nod. So anyways, guys, hope you are excited for Season 4. I'll get to that very soon. It'll be uploaded shortly. But thank you for watching. Thank you for continuing to support this series. I cannot wait for Season 4. It's coming very soon. And so thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in Season 4.